Did you know the money in your bank account doesn't actually exist? That's not a conspiracy. It's not even an exaggeration. If everyone went to their bank tomorrow and tried to withdraw their cash, the entire system would collapse in hours. Why? Because the money simply isn't there. This isn't a bug. It's the design of modern finance, a centuries-old trick called fractional banking, a system so old and so deep that we've all come to accept it as normal. Let's rewind. In medieval Europe, people used gold and silver as money, but carrying bags of gold was risky. Thieves loved easy targets. So wealthy folks started leaving their gold with goldsmiths who had secure vaults. In return, they got paper receipts that promised, "Bring this back anytime and you'll get your gold." Soon people realized something. Those paper notes were just as good as gold and a lot easier to carry. That's when the goldsmiths noticed a loophole. Hardly anyone ever came back to claim their gold. So they got creative. If they held 1,000 gold coins, they might issue 2,000 paper receipts, lending the imaginary half out and charging interest on it. It was money created from thin air. And as long as everyone didn't rush in for their gold at once, no one noticed. That's how modern banking was born, out of a clever illusion that turned promises into profit. Fast forward a few hundred years. Governments adopted the same game. The Bank of England, founded in 1694, lent money to the crown, money it didn't actually have, in exchange for interest. Wars were funded. Nations grew rich. And who paid the price? Ordinary people, through taxes and inflation. Sound familiar? That's because every major economy today still plays the same game. Here's how it works now. You deposit $100 in your bank. You think it sits there, safe and untouched. But in reality, the bank only keeps a small fraction, maybe 10%, and lends the rest. That $100 becomes $1,000 in the economy as it's relent again and again. But here's the catch. Only the first $10 ever existed as real cash. The rest, it's all debt. And since 2020, in the US, banks don't even need to keep that 10%. The reserve requirement is zero. They can lend without holding a single real dollar. So if money isn't backed by gold and banks don't actually have your cash, what keeps the system alive? Confidence. Your belief that your balance is real, your trust that you can always withdraw it. But when that trust fades, when people panic, the illusion breaks. That's what happened in 1929, and again in 2008. Every major financial crisis is just one thing, a confidence crisis. Because once people realize the money was never really there, the house of cards collapses. Today, most of the world's money isn't cash or gold. It's digital numbers, created when banks issue loans. More than 90% of money in circulation is debt-based. You don't borrow existing money. Your loan creates new money. And that's why the system can never let you be debt-free. If everyone paid off their loans tomorrow, the economy would literally stop. This machine runs on three fuels. Inflation, because printing money devalues what exists. Debt, because every dollar is born as a loan. Control, because those who own assets and credit control the system. Every crash, every bailout, every boom, it's just history repeating the same trick in a bigger costume. So what can you do? Understand the game. Realize that money isn't wealth. Real wealth is land, skills, knowledge, independence. Things that hold value even when the illusion fades. You don't need to fear the system, you just need to see it. Because once you understand how money is created, you can start building freedom that isn't made of debt and digits. The story started with goldsmiths and paper promises, and it's still being written with screens and numbers. The question is, will you stay inside the illusion or step outside it and start owning something real? If this opened your eyes, hit subscribe, because the next time you check your balance, remember, belief makes it real, and belief is the easiest thing to lose.